Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. You're watching the Kaiser Report. I'm John. I'm here with Kaiser, who's on the sofa one more time, coming to you on this Thursday morning, the 20th of March, in the year of our Lord 2025. Welcome back. We have a few things to look at today. Nothing urgently happening right now, except that we know that the Democratic Party is still going crazy, trying to understand the rapid pace which this administration is moving at to get everything taken care of. Promises made, promises kept, even though the stumbling blocks are put in their way one by one and aided and abetted by mainstream media. As we all know now, they've been caught lying so many times and continue to shade things to an area where you would believe some of what they have to say, but it is not true in most cases. And in some cases, what is true has been twisted so much that you cannot feel that you understand what they're coming out every day and telling you on these channels such as CNN, MSNBC, CNBC, and Fox in some cases is just as guilty with the people that they will bring on for supposedly giving you the other side view, but get a subliminal message across to you, such as that Jessica Tarloff, who I personally cannot stand her voice alone, never mind looking at her, sitting there on the 5 in her bedroom slippers and coming out with tainted information that she has probably been given to tell you, so she can't deviate from too much because it's not written in her script, I would say. But anyway, a lot of them are getting caught in their own lies. Just take a look right here.
As we have said before in these circumstances, there is a cost to us as a news organization to knowingly broadcast untrue things. We are here to bring you the news.
Fake, disgusting news.
When given the chance, Donald Trump has refused not only to say anything critical of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, but has continued to say publicly in the lead up to this conversation that he and Putin have such a good relationship, that they're on such good terms, the exact opposite of how he's talked about President Zelensky and our allies and partners in Ukraine. And so I think there's a lot of trepidation about how far Trump might be willing to go to make concessions toward the maximalist demands that Putin still seems to have. Putin, remember, has denied Ukraine's legitimacy, its very right to exist as a state.
And Trump's not the only one who says it. Just today, Tulsi Gabbard said that Putin and Trump are, quote, very good friends. Just today, Tulsi Gabbard said that Putin and Trump are, quote,
very good friends.
The next day.
Last night, we reported on excerpts of an interview between the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, and an Indian TV news network, in which she said that Trump was good friends with a world leader. We said that world leader was Vladimir Putin, but the full interview shows that Gabbard was referring to Trump and Indian Prime Minister Modi.
Bruh.
Clear that up.
There is a cost to us as a news organization to knowingly broadcast untrue things.
Really?
You're a member of the judiciary. Do you believe the president right now has been an agent of the Russians?
Yes, I think there's more evidence than he is. Yes, and I think all the arrows point in that direction, and I haven't seen a single piece of evidence that he's not.
Now we know that the vaccines work well enough that the virus stops with every vaccinated person. A vaccinated person gets exposed to the virus. The virus does not infect them. The virus cannot then use that person to go anywhere else.
Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth. And F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever.
Do you trust me? No. I'll take that as a yes. Okay.
And for those...
When they continue to lie the way they do to you, you have to stop and say, wow, I wonder why their ratings are dropping so much now that they've been found out about some of the things that they tell you every day that are not true. It's incredible what you're looking at and listening to. And these people, if you watch CNN in the morning, these women and men that are on there, they can't even smile. Their hatred has bubbled up inside them to where it has become a disease, a get Trump at any cost disease. And now their disease has worsened because they've now added Elon Musk, who in my estimation has done a great job for this administration, has done everything he said he would do all through that campaign. This is nothing new. He's not stealing anyone's money. He's not making money. In fact, he's doing this not being paid to do it. So let's drop that crap over there at MSNBC Morning Joe, who is a complete fool in my estimation and an idiot. And what falls out of that little tiny mouse mouth of his, and that communist that he's married to, Brzezinski, is no better than out and out lies on a daily basis. And bringing Al Sharpton on for his opinions on anything needs to be looked at as well. This guy has a storied history, if you care to look back at his resume of do not good through his entire reverendship. I don't know what church he's a reverend in, but it's not something I would go and listen to. He has no valid opinions, in my estimation. And Morning Joe tries to act smart, but he looks dumber every day that he comes on. And that little Brzezinski smirk next to him when he's feeding out false information and inciting people to go against their current administration is at best a travesty. But this is what we get with our media today. So it's Thursday. And Thursday is a great day to lay in your meat supplies, your eggs, your cheese, your chicken, your pork, and the best beef you've ever tasted. And you can get this all at Lazy J Farms, and we'll show you their ad here at the end of this video. But give them a call down there, ask for Butch, and tell him how you would like your steaks or chops cut. They'll do it to order for you if you call in there early enough on Wednesday or afternoon Wednesday, early enough on today, Thursday. And if you're not located where you can go pick this up, he will ship everything to your door. And when you taste this meat, I don't care if it's chicken, pork, or the beef, you're going to go, wow. And if you think you've ever had a great hot dog, the Chicago-style hot dogs that he sells with no fillers, no added ingredients that are bad for you, are the best tasting hot dogs I've ever tasted. And I've had some great hot dogs growing up in New York City when the old carts are what they used to be. They're not the same anymore. But this is the butcher shop that your grandfather shopped in, and it's called Lazy J Farms and Butcher Shop, and they're located in Kingsport, Tennessee, on Bloomingdale Road. and it's a great butcher shop. You can go in there if you can and pick it up and watch them cutting the meat right there in front of your eyes. It is an old-time butcher shop, and the ingredients used there are pure without being tainted by growth hormones and antibiotics. So give them a call, and don't forget to tell them Kaiser sent you. And with that, we'll go on to what's happening with the Democratic Party and their attempts at town halls throughout here, there, and everywhere that Tim Walz is a participant in. And he went on the other day with the Newsom, the idiot from California that thinks that he's going to run. And now Tampon Tim Walz thinks that he's going to be your next POTUS. Well, this man is about as manly as a wet dish rag, and for him to come out with all this testosterone-laden talk of his, he needs to be careful, because we know what he is and we know what he's about, and he's a little bit, in my estimation, about 3 cards short of a full deck. And when you look at him bouncing around like some, I don't know, mental patient, it's unbelievable. And, well, let's take a look here at how he disrespects his supporters in his own home state. Take a look.
And I know that means making sure rural communities have access to health care, have access to emergency medical care, have access to broadband, have access to roads and bridges.
Have access to roads and bridges.
How the hell does that happen?
Grateful you're all here, grateful for the work you do. It's a very small number of people who feed us, and as the commissioner always reminds you, if you're going to criticize agriculture, don't do it with your mouth full.
What poem is that from? Is that James Joyce?
Your voice matters up here. Let them hear it. Thank you. Grateful. Appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, yeah, the honor. You got that? Oh, yeah.
This is looking really good.
You can say that again.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, that's right. All right. That's good. That's good. Thank you.
All right. That concludes our rally on the Capitol. I know we have a lot of great meetings.
That boy sure is a running fool.
He could not wait to get out of there. And, of course, you know, he's a big man around town, and he knows all about farming. He knows all about hunting, and he knows all about war that he's never been in. Yeah, this is a great candidate to put up, never mind vice president. But if he thinks for a minute that he can get enough votes in a primary to run for president, I would highly question that. And also, I would very strongly say that anybody that would vote for him as president of the United States would need to have an examination of their mind, because this guy is just kind of nuts. And speaking of nuts, as we go along, we've heard from drunk Nancy Pelosi, that is fighting the big fight now with Schumer and thinking that Schumer needs to be replaced. Well, I think she needs to be replaced, and that's for darn sure. And we know what she has been up to. Things are coming out now, and if I were her, I would be on my way to South Africa to hide out with Hunter for a while. And, you know, Hunter will probably like her company. There's some not right things about both those individuals, but we're not going to get pouring into that today. But we are going to listen today to a lot of nonsense that will be put forward about the cancellation or the paring back of the Department of Education in our United States of America. And with the new appointment made as secretary of that particular outfit, they're fighting right now with the teachers' unions, which in my estimation are half or more of the problem that we have with our failing educational programs that are out there right now, and in your face with bad grades and no standing any longer when it comes to grades. They're going to fight tooth and nail against having the ability for you as a parent to decide what school that you would like your sons or daughters to go to and what schools are providing the best education, which is even in my childhood back in the early 50s, we had a choice of using the parochial schools as opposed to the PS or public schools in New York at that time because of slippage in performance criteria that were having to be met at that time, which they didn't do too bad a job, but to have a fully rounded, true education, you had to have extracurricular things available to you, such as, we had etiquette classes, we had dance classes, we had things these were all after-school additives in high school, in the parochial high schools, and some of the public school systems didn't have these kinds of things, and it showed later on in your ability to be hired or be accepted for certain colleges and things of that importance that were important at that time. The big thing right now is the lack of etiquette and the lack of respect for the teachers, for police officers, for firemen, and people that are putting their souls on the line every day for you. And we're not, our teachers are probably good teachers, but they're handed a curriculum that they have to maintain. And I'm sure some of that comes out of our Department of Education, which it's been said for years needs to be done away with. We need to have the states decide what they want to do, whether it's charter schools or whether it's, a special dispensation for a parent that wants to put their person or their son or daughter into either homeschooling or a special school of some sort. They have to have that ability to do that, and the teacher unions, for some reason, are fighting against it. Now, we know that they're democratically driven and always have been, and I think that's part of the problem. But I think a bigger part of the problem is that teacher unions are full of lawyers and people that are not in the everyday educational process of young minds. And this, in my estimation, is a problem. This needs to go back to the states, and the governor of each state can form his own, if not already having one, Department of Education, and decide what's best for the people of that state that have voted for certain things that they're not getting because of the kerfuffle that is going on the national side, Department of Education, and them making the rules for the states, which need to stop. So I'm in full support of this. I hope that Mr. Trump gets what he wants out of this, and the Department of Education can be a organization that it would answer, or the states would answer to, for certain things. I don't say do away with it completely, but we certainly don't need 3 to 4 buildings housing a bunch of attorneys and people that are making rules for children that shouldn't be. Leave that to the states. They do a better job. And it's like Reagan said, the words you never want to hear is, "Hi, I'm from the government and I'm here to help," especially with education. Now, you have a lot of parochial programs that are going on in different religious sects that have their own schools, so that should be helped along. It's very expensive for someone who is living from paycheck to paycheck to afford to send their children to specialty schools. We know that. But if we can help a bunch of people that are in some country you've never heard of get condoms, we certainly can get a child a great education in a school of their choice and make it so these people can be productive members of our society and add something to it, because we have a country full of great minds, but the minds have not been molded through the years in an attempt to bring us into communism, I believe, and it's not going to succeed any longer. So that's my thing on education. I don't have anything to show you on that. I'm sure it will come to an explosive thing tomorrow where we'll find meme after meme about, the left side argument against destroying the Department of Education. And oh, woe is me. Let these people have a chance at life rather than stymieing it over some lawyer's opinion of what a textbook should contain. My God, it's time. We're number 40 out of 40 in literacy, in mathematics, in chemistry. This is the things that we need with this up-and-coming new era of AI and things of that nature, that we need to have educated people to run these things. And these are the jobs of the future, and you need to pay attention. So when we look at how the government is run and how the news agencies are coupled with these people, it's an exercise in stupidity that is unbelievable. We'll take a look here.
Forcefully against shutting down the government. I want to play a little bit of that sound for you. Take a look.
This is just no time to be playing around with people's lives. We need to start acting like adults. We need to start doing the job that we were sent here to do, because our nation's security is at stake. It's hard to explain the ramifications of a shutdown, but they're enormous. Head Start programs won't open. Soldiers won't get paid for defending this country. The consequences are absolutely devastating. devastating.
And yet you say Americans would have understood this time. What changed, Senator?
Listen, I don't think Americans would have understood, but they would have understood why we got there.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I don't think you save the republic and save our democracy by playing it straight and maintaining norms when the president is shattering them every single day.
What would you say you do here?
My focus right now is on building a movement to hold Republicans accountable.
He's useless. Go on.
The Democrats have lost their minds and they've lost their confidence.
I don't think Americans would have understood, but they would have understood why we got there.
Can you get any more stupid than some of these people are acting and possibly are really that stupid? Well, we'll see what comes up tomorrow in the stupidity category. We're going to have a category that we close this with every day called Today in Stupidity. And you just have the first taste of it. It's unbelievable. Even the Australian and foreign news channels are carrying the idiocy of some of our elected people from the legislative branch of Congress in the streets making morons out of themselves, or maybe some of us elected morons thinking that they were a little smarter than they really are. So there is our Thursday report. Tomorrow is Friday. We're going to embark on a new weekend of fun. Hopefully, good weather, and maybe we'll even get out. I'm going to, Kaiser and I will be going today to the butcher shop. We'll go down there and see Butch and pick up our meats for the weekend and maybe drop some off to people that may be in need of some good meat. Anyway, look around at your neighborhood and see if there's anyone there that may be going through a hard time and suffering, and remember them in your prayers. And if you can go to the supermarket, grab a couple of bags of groceries that are decent groceries and just drop them by their door. You don't need to get accolades for it or any thanks. Do it as a secret person that cares. And care is coming back. Friendships are coming back. And we need to be kinder to people. The media wants you divided. The Congress wants you divided. The powers to be want you divided. And we have an administration now that wants to stop the division, and they are hated for it. Why? No one can figure it out. Why they continue to malign a person such as Elon Musk is beyond my wildest imagination. Here's a man that saved 2 astronauts. And what did they post on CNN today? A picture of his test rocket, the Mars rocket, having an explosion. That's what they're running today. Instead of running, "Thank you, Elon Musk," I'll say it for them. Thank you, Elon Musk, for all you do for this country and for the beautiful products that you have out of your mind come up with. And the fact that blind people may be able to see because of you, and paraplegic may be able to take a step again because of you, is something that I would applaud all day long. Pay no attention to these talking idiots on these channels that cannot give you credit for the magnificent work you do for this country and for the world, and maybe, if everything goes okay, for a world beyond. This is a big galaxy, and you have a big need to explore that galaxy. It's evident in everything you do. And because you're looking into where the wasteful spending of our government went, you have been maligned. Your dealerships are being firebombed. They're being shot at. They're burning your cars. And this just proves how divided the media and the people sitting in the seats of the left side of the aisle and one on the right are so wrong in their driving the division of what is good and stopping it through their evil thoughts and processes that they have tried to inundate us with, and we refuse, and we have answered. 77 million people have answered the question, did we make the right choice? Yes, we did. And with that, we're going to tell you to stay safe, stay strong, and stay tuned to the Kaiser Report for more information. And don't forget to order your meats today. God bless. Bye-bye now.
Lazy J Farms has been raising the finest cattle and all-natural pork for 3 generations on the family farm in Fall Branch. Their blonde Aquitaine herd offers a leaner, healthier, and more tasteful beef. And the butcher shop is local, farm to table, and 100% authentic. This is the way your grandfather shopped for me, with steaks cut to order, quality assured, and ready to ship to your door. Open Thursday through Saturday on Bloomingdale Road in Kingsport. Come see us.